Gemini, welcome to your reading. So I'm just going to start here with your energy, just kind of diving right in. Let's find out what's influencing you. Tell me about your past. Let's find out about your strength, Gemini, in this situation. And your near future. I'm seeing a lot of things come out in reverse. And normally I would be questioning that, but the cards that are coming out in reverse are kind of indicating to me that you've turned a corner in some situation in your life. So let's find out more. Looking here at the bottom of the deck, this kind of feels like the direction that you're trying to take your life in. I'm getting the Ace of Pentacles here, and so this does, on the card, it says luck, opportunity, and abundance. But this is really the start of rebuilding something. It's kind of establishing a foundation for yourself. I am seeing here the Nine of Swords in reverse as your current energy being influenced by the moon. So there's some sort of pain that you're trying to work through, but from your perspective, it feels like there's some sort of roadblock. Like there's kind of that one piece that's missing that will kind of help you kind of get over that bridge and be able to really process and move on. It kind of feels like you're trying to almost chip away at it and figure out what that missing piece is. It doesn't feel like a big piece. It feels like a small piece of this puzzle, but it might be that, just that enough to really kind of help you move on. And that's kind of what the universe wants you to focus on too here. I don't know if it's coming through that clearly because they're very light cards, but it's the Hanged Man in reverse. So there is some sort of movement forward that the universe wants you to focus on. Like, don't focus so much on the past. Even whatever this little thing is that's kind of tripping you up, it's not really going to stall your progress unless you let it. And so the universe is trying to encourage you to move on with your life. In your past position, we have the Queen of Wands here in reverse. So what this feels like you, that at some point you kind of lost this sense of who you were, what really kind of drove you, what made you happy, put a smile on your face each day. And that feels like whatever it is that you're processing, this was the result of that. So if it's an event, some sort of situation that you're trying to process and move on from, whatever it was, it kind of knocked you out of balance, really kind of made you rethink things. Strength, Eight of Swords in reverse. So you are very good at getting yourself out of any of these doldrums, any of this negativity. This is what your focus is on. And so with the universe encouraging you to move forward, you're going to take that and you're going to run with it. Four of Cups here in reverse is sitting in your near future. So this is the corner that I see you turning. This was a lot of cards showing up in reverse, but in reverse in the right way. So these, to me, would have been kind of cards that were holding you back when they were in the upright, but now I'm starting to see them flipped. And so this is all about a progression forward. King of Cups here is what's influencing this situation. And that is, in this one, it does mention balance, which is not something that I normally associate with the King of Cups, just because Libra is an air sign. And that really is balance. But here, compassion, advice, balance. And that is kind of where you're trying to be. You are trying to kind of set things right back in your life. But again, this is that whole, I'm seeing this dichotomy where you're really trying to get over the past and you're trying to move on with your life. And it's kind of one of those things where you're at the end and at the beginning at the same time. And it's just, you're trying to keep yourself moving forward. We do have the Five of Cups, and this is kind of what is reflective of your past. There was some sort of loss here. What I'm getting is actually a loss of self. This is what you're beating yourself up over. There's something here that you felt like you sacrificed too much of yourself, that you lost a piece of yourself. It feels like you lost a piece. And that was part of this sadness that you've been trying to fight in order to move on. 10 of Cups in the reverse. So this is a fear for you that you're never going to get exactly what it is that you're looking for. We do have the 9 of Wands showing up in your potential outcome. So there is hope at the end of this. This is something where if you've had your guard up, you're going to start letting your guard down. It's kind of one of those things that as you start to grow and accept yourself and love yourself again, you're going to allow yourself to be open and more vulnerable because you're not going to be knocked down so easily. You're going to take all this experience that you've learned and you're going to build on it. Tell me about the 9 of Swords with the moon here for Gemini. So we have the 2 of Wands in reverse. So yeah, this is something where you're really having a hard time making a decision on this. I'm also getting the Knight of Pentacles, and it's because you don't know everything. You haven't learned everything you need to learn from this, or there's that piece that's missing. Tell me about the Hanged Man in reverse for Gemini. 4 of Swords. Very, very interesting. All of your cards are just opposites of each other, so kind of one extreme or the other, and that's what this is here. So there was a period of a break, a rest, some sort of step back that you were taking, but now instead of focusing on that, the universe wants you to move forward with the Hanged Man in reverse. And so the Hanged Man being the stronger of the 2 cards, you've been in this stalled energy. Now it's time to move forward. Tell me about the Queen of Wands in reverse for Gemini. 8 of Pentacles. So you do feel like you lost a piece of yourself with the 8 of Pentacles. It felt like you have been doing all this work on yourself for years. This is something where you never thought that something like this would happen to you, that you would never get knocked over so easily, or maybe not even easily, but just that you wouldn't get knocked down so hard. But it happened, and you're rebounding. I can see you rebounding. The cards are all telling me that. 8 of Swords in reverse. We have the World here in reverse. Again, this is a new beginning. The World card is literally a finality. It's the last card in the major arcana before you start going into all of the suits. There's a new beginning coming here, and it's one that allows you to break free from whatever has been holding you back, whatever restrictions you've been feeling. Tell me about this 4 of Cups. We have the 10 of Cups here in reverse again. So this is that, so it's out here twice, both in the reverse, but this is really coming across as a fear. So I'm seeing in your near future, you're not really happy yet with where your life is progressing, but at the same time, you're kind of coping and dealing with all the sadness that you've been experiencing. I see you growing. Tell me about the King of Cups. We have the 3 of Swords in reverse. Yeah. You're healing. You're healing. Now, this could have been a third-party situation, but it doesn't have to be. What this card really is telling me is that you are putting in the effort and the work to heal yourself so that you can move forward, because you know that's where you're the happiest, when you're happy with yourself. Tell me about this 5 of Cups. Page of Swords in reverse. So 5 of Cups, Page of Swords. If there was an ending here that you just kind of were ignoring the red flags, be it a work situation, any kind of personal situation, romantic, otherwise, there were some red flags that you were kind of dismissing, but the universe was trying to tell you something with those flags, that maybe it was time to move on. Maybe this may have been great at one point, but now there was just a need to move on with your life, your career, something here, even a romantic relationship, because I'm getting a lot of you ignored it, and that's kind of what triggered some of this. Ten of Cups in reverse. I'm getting the Hanged Man in reverse again. So you might be seeing a lot of the same number. So 111, 222, or even just pairs of numbers. So like 44, something like that. But you do have this fear about not being able to move forward, not being happy again. But you're going to get there, because I think you have this drive that is kind of propelling you in that direction. 9 of Wands. We have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is what's going to happen here is after this period of self-reflection and growth that you're going to be going through, that's when you start to let your guard down, because it's one of those things where you are re-establishing your solid foundation, so you don't need a fence around it anymore. You only have a fence up right now because you're under construction. Any last messages for Gemini? This sounds right. We have a new moon eclipse, which we just had one of those. The card is expect powerful change. So I totally see that coming for you, Gemini. So this is your reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.